Now what?
We're on, Greg. We're on.
How's my hair?
Oh, you look good. So I'm here with Greg Amundsen, who is here to discuss his new Yelapa, Mexico 360-degree aerial virtual tour. And it's in Mexico. Brand new kind of concept, isn't it, Greg?
As far as I know, it hasn't been done before. Each of the elements of it have been done before, but bringing it all together like this, I haven't seen before.
Yeah, like I looked at it and I thought it was fantastic. I hadn't seen anything like it. It looks great. What is your background in photography and visual marketing? Like, how did you get into this? Like, how did this all start? Because I thought you did photography mostly.
Yeah, it's not a misconception, but 34 years ago when I started making a few dollars with my cameras, it sort of evolved to the point where instead of just taking photographs and giving them to my client to deal with afterwards, I got to the point about 10 years ago where I not only take photographs but complete the whole project, whether it's going to web or going to print, brochures, etc. Because I found that it's kind of like the forestry industry in Canada, where you chop down the tree and then you ship it off and then you go and buy the table from somewhere else. Well, we actually chop down the tree now and make the table and do the completed project, and it's a lot more challenging, a lot more demanding, a lot more fun, and yeah, we're in control of the whole process. So
Yeah, I find a lot of projects, one thing kind of takes on another and then it has a life of its own, but it ends up being a lot more rewarding as well. Is that correct with what you're doing?
yeah.
Or is it too much?
Yeah, well, no, you're in control of the destiny of what you're doing for your
Yeah.
client, and the clients tend to rely on, the phrase I hear most often is, I don't know, you're the professional, and you have to be a professional in their industry as well as in the industry of visual marketing. I call it visual marketing because it's not just photography. You can't say you can't. With technology, the rapid advancements in technology, photography has morphed itself in together with videography, with 360-degree virtual tours, aerial work with drones, all these things, and I've kind of grown with that and continued my learning curve with all of those technologies together. And that's why people say, are you a photographer? I'm kind of like, well, I was a photographer, but now I'm sort of more like a visual marketing
Well,
person.
you've been in this for a few years
34
too.
years.
Yeah, 34, just a couple.
Yeah.
So, and then with this virtual tour, it's in Mexico. Like, does Tourism Mexico have anything to do with it, or?
So what happened is there's a little place in Mexico called Yelapa
Yeah.
that it's kind of one of my go-to places when I want to get away from it all, and I kind of fell in love with that place, and especially in the wintertime when it's miserable up here in BC. It's a good
I've
place
never heard of it.
escape
And then
to.
after I saw your tour, I was like, oh my gosh, I have to go down there. It's amazing.
Well, what I normally do when I travel, I've been doing this for years, is I will oftentimes exchange my professional services in exchange for hotel rooms or whatever, help out a small business that can't necessarily afford what I do. And I got to the point this past December, actually, where I was sitting on a deck down in Mexico thinking, how can I actually monetize this? I don't need free hotel rooms anymore. I want to take a look at everything I've been doing in this little town and put it into one pool and make something out of it that's beneficial to the community that relies on tourism, but beneficial to me and my company as well in moving forward.
Yeah, exactly.
So what I did was I accumulated all my favorite photos and video clips from the years gone past, and I've been down there a few times with drones,
Nice.
which are my toys when I travel and my tools
Yeah.
when I'm not traveling. And I came up with this concept, and I kind of based it on what I've seen with what Google's been doing. They're shooting the whole Earth from about 2 miles up in the air, and they're shooting it from street level from these cars. But nobody's actually covering the planet from 48, 60 meters up in the air in a 360-degree virtual. So it started with that, and if you go to yalapaguide.com, you'll see what it's become.
Yeah, when this video is going to be a little bit short, but we'll put the extra, additional information down below so people can actually go and see it. It's pretty amazing. Well, what's next? What are your short-term and long-term goals with this amazing new technology? Like seriously, like I've never seen anything like it.
I'm not sure how much information I can give at this point.
Is it top secret?
Well, there's a lot of opportunities. The original opportunities that I thought of were to include the hotels and the restaurants and whatnot.
Yeah.
On a subscription level, and that's as far as I was thinking. But as this animal sort of emerged through production, many hours of production,
Yeah.
I also forward thinking there are other opportunities for this type of technology, from major airlines getting on board to different tourism bureaus getting on board, small towns, oil fields, places like that might want to have an all-inclusive in the air. They're already doing the mapping with drones.
Oh, I'm sure you could branch out in many ways.
Yeah. And you asked earlier about the tours in Mexico.
Yeah.
So
Did they see it or?
yeah, I did a bunch of research on links and things like that, and just like our intellectual property rights, there are certain legalities, certain things hoops you have to go through in order to put other people's stuff on your website. Now, the Tourism Mexico logo is actually the official logo for the entire country.
Yes.
And I happen to know somebody from Tourism Mexico from the now non-existent anymore Vancouver International Tequila Festival that used to happen in town here.
How convenient.
So I called this guy up who's now in Toronto, who passed me through to the guy in Vancouver from Tourism Mexico, and sent him a sample of our test site to show what direction we were going with this thing, to see if they would approve. We just wanted approval for the logo. We weren't thinking beyond that, because we thought it would look good if we had their logo on there. And it took a few weeks for them to get back, but they not only got back to me saying, you can utilize the logo, here's the assets to incorporate and how you can and can't do it, but they're also really enthusiastic about possible opportunities to take this technology elsewhere in their country.
Oh, I would think so. It showcases Yelapa like in an amazing way.
Yeah, and then that sent my wheels spinning, like, okay, well, I wasn't expecting this, and then it just starts to open up new ideas and opportunities along the way. So we're at that stage right now. I know it's a long answer to your question, but there's a lot of possibilities right now, and fingers crossed that they work out.
You know what, this video is a little bit longer than normal, but it's so worth it. I mean, I could sit here and interview you for like over an hour. It's amazing. So, but what we'll do is we'll post your contact information and additional information, including the link to yelapaguide.com, so that people can actually go and see and check it out. And then, yeah, we can always do like a follow-up video or something in the future. That's what I've been doing with a lot of people. But yeah, amazing project. Congratulations. And I can work with you and sell you a house or interior design or something like that when you're rich and famous.
Sounds good.
Thanks, Craig.
You're welcome. Thank you.